Grouch, what did you think of the plot of this story? Oh, I know what you mean.
Here's a quick story about this week. At my job, there was a lovely woman selling Girl Scout cookies, and she asked me, how many boxes do you want? And I said, all of them. So now there's 4 boxes of Samoas sitting on my desk at work, and I've already eaten through 1.5. It's not a great start to a no sugar diet. Okay, it's episode 2 of Cover Stories. Thank you for coming back. Owen Meany is progressing. That's coming up soon. I promise. I'll do a review of Owen Meany. But for now, Not My Daughter. Let's get started. Not My Daughter is a cross-generational lesbian romance between a woman in her 50s and a woman in her 20s. But every time the older woman looks at the younger woman, she just mumbles to herself, "She's not my daughter." No. Not My Daughter is the story of a cult living in Alberta, Canada that worships knotted pine trees. And they now must decide which daughter from which family will be sacrificed to the god of Almighty Pine. However, the daughters make a pact to run away from the cult, and it's on. No. Not My Daughter is part 1 in a thriller mystery series about a group of former victims of an identity theft ring from the Scottish hacker group Not My Daughter. Book follows their escapades as they try to help each other get over low credit scores. No. Not My Daughter is the story of a woman accused of animal abuse, the friend who betrays her, and the mother who comes to her rescue. Patty Pacific, that's this girl here, we're just going to go with it, has a secret that she's had to live with her whole life. She suffers from irritable bowel syndrome. She has to be homeschooled. Why? Because of broccoli farts. That's rough. This really wasn't such a huge problem, except for the fact that Patty had a cat, Mr. Pantaloons, and Mr. Pantaloons suffered as he reeked permanently of broccoli farts. Patty's had a rough go of it, not being able to hang out with her friends, and her best friend from her childhood, Miss Madonna Cashew. I'm currently eating a bag of nuts. Madonna Cashew comes over. Mostly they just Skype, because Madonna can't take the constant explosive broccoli farts that go on in the house. That there is Madonna Cashew. But they have each other, and that's all that matters. And the mom, she's in there too. She's around the house cleaning, taking care of her, buying groceries. Good thing it's the 21st century because Patty Patricia can just really get whatever she wants off the internet. It's good for her. She doesn't have to go out very often. She has a lot of internet friends. So she runs a Goodreads group or something. Patty and Madonna, though, are the same age, and when they both get ready to go to college, or in Patty was homeschooled, where she became valedictorian. Her mom, wanted to treat her special. But, they both go to college at the same time. But Madonna gets jealous because Patty Patricia gets a full ride scholarship to Harvard online. Granted, it's only online, but still, it's Harvard. And poor Madonna cannot get past her envy and decides to set out to ruin her best frenemy in the whole world. And she calls up animal control and reports Patty Pacific for animal abuse because Mr. Pantaloons should not have to smell like broccoli farts. What happens from there is a twisty-turny plot in which they try to arrest Patricia, but of course, she's got that IBS problem, so they just put her on house arrest because they don't, they try to take her to jail, but then, no bueno and no Beano will help her, so they just put her on house arrest, but they take away the one thing that comforted her, Mr. Pantaloons, and put Mr. Pantaloons in a shelter. But because he stinks also, Mr. Pantaloons is put in a bubble, and he's forever walled off from the other cats and people, and no one will adopt him, and it takes a year of back and forth. All the meanwhile, Barb Pacific is started a crowdfunding campaign for legal fees, and eventually she wins, and Patty and Mr. Pantaloons are reunited. It's a nice story, and Madonna winds up at Montana State University. Okay, that's it. That concludes episode 2 of Cover Stories. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. More importantly, please leave a comment. Let me know what book you would like me to cover next. I have others that are lying around, but I'd really love to do one of yours. So let me know, and have a great day. All right, take care. See you next week. Bye. Keith, what you think of Not My Daughter? Hey, meow. Meow. What'd you think of Not My Daughter?